Hi, I'm Miss Kokoski. Some people call me Miss K, and I have the alphabet GR to MC. So if your last name falls under those letters, then I would be your guidance counselor for your 4 years while you're at Oromocto High School. One of the things that I do here, and we do, all of us counselors feel that it's very important, is the thought about what you're doing after high school. It can seem really exciting, but sometimes it can feel very overwhelming. So as a guidance counselor, we are here to work with you to help you figure out your strengths, what you're interested in, what pathway you should be on, and the courses that you need to take to fulfill your future dreams and goals. So whether that's you're thinking of going to university to get a degree, or going to a college program, or maybe you're looking at going into the military or ROTP, we are here to help you navigate that journey. And coming down and making an appointment with us to discuss all of those plans is a great idea, starting in grade 9 and in grade 10, so that when you get to the grade 12, you have a plan about what you want to do. And one of the other things that I find that's really important is the fact that when you have a plan, it reduces your stress. If you know, kind of start to have a plan about what you want to do after high school, the journey can feel less overwhelming and actually more rewarding. So we are the person to help you figure out what that pathway is. And we will work alongside of you the whole time while you're in high school, so that when you're looking for scholarships, and there are so many out there, and building your resumes and writing your personal statements for your scholarships, we can help you do all of that and navigate that world.
Everyone, I'm Miss Colette. I work with letter groups A, B, and T to Z. So if your last name starts with one of those letters, I would be your school counselor. So something that we work on a lot in the guidance area are mental health strategies, and that really goes without saying that a lot of those strategies help students academically. So if I look at this sheet right here, basically we have a sheet and we kind of go over like, what can you do to help support your mental health when it comes to being successful academically, and then what can we help you with, okay? So when I'm working with students, sometimes they come down and they describe that they're really, really stressed out. They have a lot of work due. They don't know how they're going to get back on top of things. So we talk about, like, are you taking care of yourself? And then, have you had a conversation with your teachers? What are they saying? What is the work that you have to do? And we work on planning on catching back up. So some of the things that we can do specifically down here are making referrals to Bridge. Okay, so if you've been out for a whole week and you just need one day to really focus on your own to catch up with work, you can do that for Bridge. We also do referrals for intervention. So maybe you're really finding it difficult in, quite often, a math class. Okay, you can be signed up for intervention to work one-on-one with a teacher in the Learning Center, which a lot of students have reported that that's been very helpful. And then also kind of facilitating and helping support the conversations between teacher, home, and the student, just to make sure that everyone's on the same page with the work that the students need to do and catch up with. Some other things academic related that we would work on are like post-secondary planning. So that comes mostly in grade 11 and 12, but I've had lots of grade 9s and 10s coming down to start discussing what they might want to do when they graduate. So yeah, some of the things that we help with for academic support related to mental health and guidance.
Hi, my name is Ms. Chevrier, and I'm one of the school counselors at Oromocto High School. I work with students who have the last names C to G-O, and we can help students in a lot of ways. So I know the other counselors have talked about post-secondary planning, course selection, mental health supports, and we can also help students to get access to outside services. So maybe students might be looking for some additional support through tutoring. We do have a peer tutor program here at OHS, so students can connect with another student to get some help in a subject that they might be struggling with. We also work really closely with the resource teachers here at the school too. So if you're a student who has a personalized learning plan and maybe you're struggling with a particular course, we can make sure that you're getting that support that you need from your resource teacher and your team here as well. A lot of the times when students are planning their courses, they think, well, I need to take the courses that are offered here at OHS. But there are some neat opportunities as well to take some courses online. So if we have a course that maybe you're really interested in taking, like maybe a political science course or a specific maybe French credit or French immersion credit that we don't offer here, there are courses that are available online for you to take. So we can talk with students about what those courses are. We can sign you up for those courses and then find a space here at school for you to work ahead on those. Those online courses they're challenging. They're definitely rigorous. There's a lot of content to them, but it's also really great practice for students who are heading on to post-secondary, like a university program or a college program, because a lot of those schools are now doing online courses as part of their curriculum. So it's a really great opportunity for students to work ahead and to get some practice with what an online learning platform looks like. If you're a student who's also involved outside of school, there's sometimes an opportunity to get credits, high school credits, for some of the achievements that you have outside of school. And your school counselors can help you with that as well. We have a list that has been approved by the province of New Brunswick to recognize credit hours. So if you've gone through the Canadian Life Saving Program, if you are a part of cadets and you have your level 4 cadet or higher, if you are with the guiding program or the Scouts program, some of those certifications can actually count towards your high school credit hours, which is a really neat opportunity because we know students are working really hard outside of school as well. So if that might be you, come and have a chat with your school counselor and we can see how we can get you some extra credits.
Good morning. My name is Miss McLeod and I'm a school counselor here at OHS, and I work with students whose last names begin with MD to S. Part of our job in the guidance department is helping students select courses and managing their credit summary towards the path to graduation. So starting in grade 10, students have the option to choose some of their courses. So in grade 9, when you arrive in high school, you have everyone has the same courses that they need to take. Starting in grade 10, you're able to select some electives. You're also able to choose your math pathway. So we can help guide students in picking courses that are suited for them, their interests, their abilities, what they see themselves doing in the future. We also help students with, let's say you're in grade 11 or 12 and you are thinking you are interested in a career in social work. And you want to know, what courses can I take in my high school career that will help me in that field down the road? So we could suggest, well, you probably want to look at sociology or psychology or social emotional learning strategies, maybe taking law, maybe a writing course. So we can help students guide their course selection based on things that they might be interested in the future. We also help students guiding them to select courses based on what post-secondary plans they have. So if you're going to NBCC, if you're going to university, an apprenticeship program, whatever it is you decide, we can help make sure that you have the courses that you need for that program. So certain programs have specific math or science requirements. Most of the programs at NBCC require high school graduation, but there are some programs there that you may need a specific level of math or science. So we can help make sure that you get what you need here at high school. The other thing that we do is, in terms of courses, is we help manage everyone's grad portfolio or their summary of credits. So when you start taking courses in grade 10, you begin to collect those credit hours that you need to graduate. You need 100 credit hours to graduate, and certain of those credit hours are in required courses. So we track what students are taking. We make sure that you have the required maths that you need, the required science, humanities, etc. When you're dropping courses or picking courses up, we track that and make sure that you're not dropping something that you need to graduate. And sort of a new thing that's come about with high school renewal is the ability in grade 12 for students to be able to reduce their schedule. So if you've been like going along, getting all your credits, taking your courses and being successful, by the time you reach grade 10, you may have room in your schedule to have a reduced schedule, which means you could drop a couple of courses potentially. And sometimes people can even finish in semester 1, depending if all the courses that you need can be scheduled in semester 1. That's kind of a fun opportunity for some students. They may choose to go to work to save money for post-secondary plans, or they might be enrolled in some courses that are heavy and they want the extra time to study, so we can schedule them into study periods. So that's sort of a new development this past year, which grade 9 and 10s and 11s have something to look forward to. So that's sort of our in a nutshell, what we do with courses. Soon we're getting ready to go into classes after March break to do course selection with everyone. So we'll look forward to seeing you then.
Hi, my name is Greg Kieser. I'm one of the resource teachers here at Oromocto High School. And if you ever need a question answered, or if you want to look for me, we're just in the Blue Center where the old library is. So resource teachers are kind of like caseload managers, where we have students that follow 3 different types of PLPs. We have accommodated PLPs for students who might need extra time or maybe assignments chunked up. And those accommodations should be justified based on assessments that teachers have done or that resource teachers have done. We also support students who follow an adjusted plan, for students who need some of the curriculum to be tailored to their needs or changed or deleted so that they can be in class and be successful as well. And the third type of PLP that we support is an individualized PLP for students who are working outside of the curriculum, students who are working on life skills or self-motivation or self-fulfillment, fundamental skills, literacy, math skills. If you see your coffee cart going around or a kitchen program, that's usually for individualized programming. So for a resource teacher, we kind of oversee all of those plans. We work with teachers to support students as best we can and making sure that those needs are met and those plans are followed in a way that works best for the student, and that we support the teachers in doing that. So sometimes there are students who need a little bit more support in a math class with maybe some different math facts or skill abilities, or in a language arts class with reading or writing. And often resource teachers, after we do a little bit of testing or working with students, we can sit down and spend a week or 2 and do some intervention just to build up those skills so that students can go back into the classroom as stronger students. In addition to some of the interventions that we offer, we do have therapies that take place in school. Students, either based on a diagnosis or a medical concern they may have, or maybe sometimes we have students who break bones or tear ligaments and need therapy at the school. We'll work with district or with outside health providers like physiotherapists and occupational therapists, and provide that support to students as well so that they can get to be a healthier version of themselves to be more successful students.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Bradley. I'm an educational assistant here at OHS. And some of the ways that myself and our team support students in the classroom is the first thing we do is we try to find out about the student, learn what their educational style and their needs are, and then as a team we all come together and find all of the supports and resources to make sure that they're successful in class.